Welcome back to Fresh Friday.
Woo!
All right, trying to get myself woken back up.
Yeah, better than punching you. That was our plan before.
Yep.
We're back at the 4 p.m. stream. We still have a couple more to go.
Yeah.
Hopefully you've stuck with
Four
us
more.
for most of today. So far we've had some awesome streams. These next couple are killer.
Yes.
Going to absolutely love them. And today is all about giveaways, sales, all of that good stuff.
Yep. Again, sales are live. People are going crazy. They're getting their new freshwater tanks up to 20% off. Aquariums and supplies till July 24th. Take advantage of that. Do it early so that you can get your stock allocated, your tank allocated, and you don't have to wait.
For full details, go to waterboxaquariums.com, and I'll show you all the different things that are on sale and how much. And also, you didn't say it yet.
Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Well, first off, like the stream. That helps us out tremendously. Also, subscribe, hit that notification bell because we are live just about every week outside of Fresh Friday. So,
yep. We are giving away 2 $500 gift cards again this stream.
lots of money being given away.
Yes.
Today. $10,000 in total.
$10,000 today. That's crazy. We're crazy. That's all there is to it.
It's very generous. We like you guys.
So this giveaway is open until 4:30. Link is in the description, also at waterboxaquariums.com. On this stream, on the schedule, you'll see a button to enter giveaway. You'll also see a bonus word dropped randomly throughout the stream. Enter that for 10 extra entries into the gift card giveaway. So you don't want to miss that. Keep your eyes peeled. Get that bonus word. Get entered before 4:30. And then we'll draw the winners towards the end of the stream.
Yep.
Then we have our grand prize giveaway, which will be announcing the winners in the 7 p.m. stream. That is open till 7 p.m. and it closes. You can enter that on waterboxaquariums.com as well. And that is 3 $1,000 gift cards. So
3 lucky
get
winners.
in there.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss that. That can buy you aquarium of your dreams right there. So that goes until 7 p.m.
Excellent.
All right.
Imperial Tropicals, you guys.
Delirious time starts to hit in. It's 4.
Okay, all right. So Imperial Tropicals, we took a visit up to them here in Central Florida, not too far from us. Amazing fish farm. If you've ever wondered where fish are bred, where these fish in our hobby come from, specifically freshwater fish, this is a great chance to take a quick look at that.
Yeah, this is a huge fish farm, and we're going to give you the behind the scenes for all of that. They are also offering a promo code to you guys, which is super generous. So code is Waterbox. 15% off at imperialtropicals.com. Take advantage. They have some unique and amazing fish, as you'll see in this video. And this is running through until, I believe, Monday for the promo code. So do take advantage. It's really great of them to offer that. And you will not be disappointed by the quality and selection of their fish.
Absolutely not.
Your minds are about to be blown. Let's show our visit.
What's going on, fish heads? We're here at Imperial Tropicals in Central Florida, one of the largest fish farms. We're here with Mike, and he's going to take us on a tour of this amazing facility.
Let's go check it out.
All right, so we are inside one of your main buildings here, but first let's learn a little bit about Imperial Tropicals.
Well, so it has a long history. Since 1970, Imperial Tropicals was formed with my parents and my grandparents.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So 3rd generation fish breeder. And that was our primary, business, was breeding fish and selling them wholesale to distributors that, sent them all around the country. And that was in 1970. It's changed a lot in the last 53 years now. It's hard to believe.
That's a long time running.
It's insane, yeah. So our breeding has changed tremendously. Like, it's gotten more specialized than what the breeds were in the 70s and the 80s. But the farm is a lot of the same. We still have a lot of the ponds. And now we ship fish all over the United States, into Canada, Hawaii, Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And the methods, are changed a lot. Like, a lot of our business now is direct to consumer.
Yeah.
To where back in the day it was strictly wholesale. Everything's shipped out with UPS overnight. We're very good at what we do, and people could just kind of read the reviews and say, wow, these people are professional, fish, breeders and shippers, so.
It's not easy. You can't just stick a fish in a bag and
it's
be
not
like,
easy.
go.
Those are
Definitely. What would you say is like your number one thing you're known for whatever type of fish?
Everybody kind of looks to us for African cichlids, but they're not probably our biggest selection. We breed probably more South Americans
Okay.
and the Centrals. I say that it's probably 50-50 now, but a lot of people look to us for our Africans because we went out and got really good strains from Germany, wild caught. So our genetics on our Africans are top notch.
Wow.
And the farm is able to grow them to a large size to where they have good color.
Okay, so it's a lot of the big grow out done in the ponds. What is the purpose? You got ponds as far as you can see.
Yeah.
Is that all for African cichlids out
No,
there?
it's not all Africans, but a big chunk of them are Africans. We also have South Americans, Centrals, a lot of varieties, some rainbow fish out there, swordtails, platies. We still breed some of those. We have peacock bass in the ponds.
Wow.
Doveye, there's a doveye pond that's full of big doveye.
How many ponds are here?
There's 154.
Wow.
We covered up ponds to build this building.
Okay.
And now we just are in the process of covering up more ponds to build more above ground
Oh man. All right.
facilities. Yeah. So,
Those are pretty large. You walk up to one and like they're how like are they how deep are
30,000.
they?
Yeah, they're about 30,000 gallons on average.
Oh,
so
wow.
they're about 8 to 10 foot on the deep end. They're sloped like a swimming pool. So there's a shallow end and a deep end, and the deep end's about 8 to 10 foot.
What percentage of your fish is like import versus like aquacultured here? I know you're always bringing in stuff to improve
Yeah,
lines and breeding.
most of it is bred in-house.
Okay.
Or from local breeders in Florida.
Okay.
We import probably once every 2 months a shipment in from South America or Asia or wherever, and so they're not a big part of our overall.
Really, the focus and the thing that we like a lot is that aquaculture. You're breeding in house.
Yeah.
You're sustaining. You're improving the lines. You've got healthier fish. Like, what benefit do you feel the customer gets by having an aquacultured farm bred fish?
It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, night and day difference because the fish is acclimated already to a tank environment, and they're just so much easier to take care of, and you have much less mortality.
Right.
It's anytime you deal with imports or wild caught fish, just the stress of getting here is tremendous, right?
Yeah.
And then one thing that we do is when we bring in, fish that aren't bred here, we have to keep them for several weeks, if not a month. I've had fish for months before we finally were able to sell them because we want to get them 100% healthy. And
A lot of quarantine and adjustment involved in
quarantine
that.
treatment, deworming the fish, parasite treatments. But when we breed it and raise it here, it's good to go that day.
All right, show us around. Show us some stuff that you think is super cool, your favorites.
So this is the mostly male peacocks and hat section here. And most everyone, when they set up a African cichlid tank, these are the most sought after fish, all right? And they have to get to be a very good size before they start having color.
Yeah.
So when they're in juvenile form, they're just a silver fish. And then whenever they mature, they get stunning colors. Look like saltwater fish.
African cichlids are probably my favorite group in the freshwater world. I used to always have African tanks, and you're right, the color you can get from grown African cichlids will rival a saltwater tank any day. And the cool thing about them is you do have to actually stock them very heavy together.
Yeah.
You get a lot of fish in a tank. So let's talk about some of the different ones here.
And they go with all males. So that helps keep the aggression down. So these are mostly Malawis. Like this is the sunset hat. You can see the male is collared up. And even in this type environment, you'll have like, one or two like really stunning ones. And those are the dominant ones. So their happiness and dominance level depends on how colorful.
So when that dominant one comes out of here, you'll then see
Another
a
one
couple
take its
of other
place.
ones that start to color back up.
And these are really nice. These are actually Lake Victorians.
I'm about to say I've not seen these before, and the orange on the top is super cool looking.
Yeah, these are the red Nairii, and there's a lot of different locations of this fish found in the Lake Victoria. And one cool thing is the Victorians are becoming more and more popular, and it's good that people are knowing about them because their habitat is disappearing around the lake.
So you need more people
So we
really
need more
breeding
people
them.
to breed them, be aware of the situation, and whatever conservation efforts are going on, they help out, right?
And they're compatible with the larger peacocks and stuff, or is it
this
kind of like stick
particular
them
one
together?
has a high aggression, so we wouldn't recommend the Nairii going
Beautiful
in.
and mean.
Even though it's a Haplochromis species, so it's considered it is a hap. These guys, they do well with peacocks and haps, and this is the SP44s, and these are also Victorians.
They have really nice stripes in the yellow one. You can tell
and
the
they change
dominant,
their
the red.
colors, like depending on
look at him.
black with red, and then at times they'll have a lot more yellow and red. So really cool fish.
There's like 8 different shades of the same fish in there.
Yeah, and I like keeping 2 of these males. A lot of times people say, well, you shouldn't keep 2 males of the same type, but for these particular ones, I think they look better displaying when there's 2 of the SP44s in the same thing. They seem to want to spar. They don't kill each other, but they're always like flexing on each other, you know. So this is another new one, the blue flash. So we imported some German fish a couple years ago, and we brought in a pink flash.
Okay.
And then we started breeding the pink flash. These are man-made types. We started breeding the pink flash, and we started getting blue, which is probably crossed at some point with a blue, hap species, but the colors on them are stunning.
Right,
So,
they glow on their face and kind of down the back.
Yeah, so we decided to start breeding them, because they're really, really nice. The one above it is the Gold Harbor Island, and that is a wild type that's found in Lake Malawi, and these are pretty rare. Like it took me years of trying to get this strain before I finally was able to bring some in from Europe and start breeding them. But it's a really nice Lenthrop species, so not high aggression. Just you can see one male colored up and the other ones aren't, but it's also a 40-gallon tank with 30 males in it.
It's a little bit different.
So,
what would you say is your most unusual or rare African cichlid that you have here now?
this one's pretty rare. This is a pitch black fulu.
Wow.
The Yessochromis pisciatus. These actually came to me from the University of Florida, I believe, is where I acquired these, and somebody from Europe sent them over here. So some of the public aquariums would start having them. So that one's really rare. The one that's most colorful is hiding right now, so I don't know if he'll come out yet. But
he peeked out for a second, but of course.
They turned jet black. So that one's really rare. Of course,
Are there a lot of types that you've kind of personally taken on as a mission to help bring more into the hobby and more as far as breeding versus the wild? I feel like
done that with several Central American fish and also Lake Victorian fish and Madagascar fish. So those are the ones from South America. For the most part, it's a replenishment every year with the wet season and the dry season. So you don't see mostly in small isolated areas of like Central America where that fish is only found in that one little stretch of river creek.
You need to not be collecting from there. It needs to be done.
Yeah. So and same with Madagascar fish. They're small, habitat that's constantly being encroached upon. So, but yeah, there's not. It's good to have those fish and breed them and get them in the hobby and let people know that, hey, fish keeping is about conservation. It's not, it's not just, hey, I want that colorful fish. It's good. That's what's really intriguing me is like, I want to know where the fish came from. I want to know what kind of people are living around that area, what their habitat's like, and my geography's gotten a lot better, with fish than it was in school, because at least I had an interest to know where some of these places were.
So on the topic of cichlids, before we kind of check out some other stuff, for people thinking about setting up a cichlid tank, what are some requirements that you think are pretty important for them to know?
So to do your research on what species you're going to go with, like if you're going to go with Lake Malawi type African cichlids, then you need to go ahead and make a decision. Hey, I'm going to go with the Mabuna tank, or I'm going to go with the peacock Haplochromis tank. You know, peacocks, they're not as aggressive when it's just males.
Okay.
They're still going to have aggression, but it gets pretty pricey because these fish are, you know, 6 months to a year old to have that color. So Mabunas are a much better starter because they're both males and females typically have good color, and they're easy to take care of. They don't require a big tank, but you don't want to mix Mabunas with peacocks and haps.
Different aggression levels.
Yeah, the Mabunas are typically much more aggressive. Now, that's not saying it can't be done. In a big enough tank, the right setup, it can be done. But typically, it's not good to mix Mabunas with peacocks and haps. So just do your research. I mean, we've got a group called Imperial Tropicals Fish Keepers Group on Facebook that we created just for people to learn that type of information.
That's some good information right there.
And then you asked about other cichlid Tanganikans. It's probably my favorite group because you could do like community type setups, and they're very unique fish. So there's a lot of options when it comes to African cichlids. And then you also have West African cichlids that are like jewel cichlids, and you know, they're beautiful too.
So definitely pick your type and kind of base your aquarium and stocking off of that.
Yeah.
Don't just grab different types of cichlids, throw together.
No.
Not going to go well for you. And it's probably going to be a very expensive lesson.
Yes.
We're going to take a look at some saltwater fish here that you have. What kind of fish are in this category, and what care are we looking at?
So mostly it's going to be South American fish that come from the Amazon. A lot of the ones that we keep in the saltwater area are wild caught types, and fish that like discus, they always like being in salt water. There's a lot of fish that have, over generations of breeding, gotten used to hard water, like angelfish, tank raised. They could be kept in hard water. So these sections are ones that do a little bit better. So everybody that keeps these fish, it is important to know what your water parameters are and make sure that the water's soft. Like these cardinal tetras that we're going to look at, one of the most colorful, spectacular fish, in my opinion, schooling fish.
They are gorgeous.
But they really like soft water.
So even the ones that are captive bred still are going to do better in a soft water. Still going to do better, yes. Okay. Maybe that's why a lot of people have issues with cardinals and tetras in general, like the neons,
well,
the cardinals.
I think so. Most of the cardinals on the available in the U.S. market are wild caught. Right? There is more and more tank raised coming in from Southeast Asia, but most of them are wild caught.
Wow.
But I think it's mostly a handling issue. Like they're getting handled roughly when they're first brought in, and then they're never given time to recover, you know. So yeah, soft water for these cardinals, and you'll have much better success with them in soft water. Same with discus, same with rams, the dwarf ram cichlids, German blue rams. They like it softer, and you know, we have to especially make the water for that. So
definitely something to keep in kind of mind, that like looking into these different types of fish, even if you see them somewhere, they're not going to possibly do as well if you're not having the
And the good news
water.
is most people are on city water, which is going through a treatment process that's removing a lot of the hardness. All right.
Not as bad.
So it's not as bad for most people, but still, it's important to know what your water parameters are. It's easy to check.
All right, so some popular fish in this category, we've got cardinal tetras, neon tetras. So neon tetras and cardinal tetras, people may not be able to tell too much apart. What's the main difference here? Besides sizes, they are larger.
So we have green neons here, we have cardinals, and then we have red and blue neons on the other side. The difference between a red and blue neon and a cardinal is that the markings on a cardinal go all the way down the body, the red and the blue. And if you look at a neon, it stops like halfway. Other than that, they're hard to tell apart. The cardinals do have a little bit more color on them because that marking goes all the way down. Your green neons, they stay smaller.
I've never seen green neon tetra, so this is something new here.
Yeah, so they don't get as big as a cardinal. and they mainly just have like a bright bluish greenish.
So I can see as they
tint.
turn in certain ways, it hits more of a green
Yep.
than the blue. Okay,
Yep.
those are really cute.
Yeah, those. And what's cool about all these green neons and cardinals is they're schooling fish.
Yeah.
So that 600-gallon tank up front, I have like 100 cardinals that are just schooling constantly.
Some of my
and-
favorite planted aquariums I've probably seen is like a lush planted aquarium and then a huge school of neons
Yeah.
or cardinals or something because they're so flashy, especially against like a darker
Oh, they're
background.
spectacular.
Really, really nice.
So other saltwater fish would be like the rams here, angelfish. These are Macanopura angels. So these are like a wild type
Okay.
that is only one generation away from the wild. So these
Oh.
are F1s. Very excited that these guys are being bred in captivity. A friend of mine down in Sarasota, Andre, is breeding them.
So this is new into
This is new into
aquaculture and being
hobby,
able to
yeah.
offer.
There's been, this isn't like the first time they've been bred in captivity, but now that they've finally got into the hands of like some breeders like myself and my friend Andres, he told me he's got 18 pairs of them breeding
Wow.
now. So
That's great
he's going to
news.
be able to supply the hobby.
So soft water, of course, some considerations have to be done for you guys to supply soft water. What filtering and what are you guys doing here to meet
So
this?
we have a reverse osmosis unit
Okay.
that we have that makes soft water, and then we mix it with our well water. So we don't chase the pH
Okay.
as much as we chase the conductivity. We want because that's telling us how many minerals are in the water.
Okay.
So we want the conductivity to be around 100, which is, I would say on the scale of softness, that would be, not extremely soft, but moderate.
So you're taking a mix of RO water plus the harder Florida
Yeah.
water, putting it together to kind of make that
Yeah.
perfect.
It's about
match.
2/3 RO water to 1/3 well water. And then we have where all we have to do is open up a valve and it goes right into the tank. Now, for your home aquarium,
Oh.
it's not as simple. I wish it was. And in
Yeah.
fact, I have friends that are starting to design systems like this for their house to make it easier for water changes.
Okay.
Because you can even put this on a timer and have it time to go off.
So it's bringing fresh new water in
Yeah.
to keep that mineral
Bringing
level up.
fresh water into the tank. Each tank is drilled with an overflow. We do about 30% water change a week
Okay.
on the tanks, and it works out really well. So,
Wow. So this set right here is just designated to
soft
the
water.
soft water
Yeah.
section.
We have two racks of soft water fish, and this is the pre-made water
Okay.
ready for the water changes.
Made our way over to angelfish section here. We had to stop and take a look. We have some really, really beautiful varieties. Tell us a little bit about angels and what you got.
Yeah, so angelfish are still, even today, one of the most popular freshwater fish because there's so many different color morphs. For the most part, they're peaceful unless they pair up in a tank. They become territorial. So we breed a lot of them in-house, and then we also have local breeders that breed some of the angels for us.
Okay.
Like the platinum angels are really popular.
That's one you don't see too often because I decided to stop and take a look at those. They're really beautiful pearly white.
They are. They're bright white. The kois are incredibly popular. The veltails are really popular.
These have longer fins than normal because
Yeah.
like looking at this bigger guy, it's like slowing himself down with how big his fins are. They're
So
really
a lot
long.
of them have been, bred for the longer fins, which are, especially when they get big, or stunning.
Yeah,
So,
very nice.
So you have veltails. This is another one. This is a Philippine blue angel. A friend of mine locally started breeding them. They're still small right now, but they get like bright blue when they get a
that's
little
so
bit
cool.
bigger.
Very shiny too.
Yep, we got the black angels. And these are all kept in hard water. So
Okay.
like that's the nice thing about stuff that's been tank raised for many generations. Like to get them to breed, we need soft water, but the babies are raised in hard water. And they do well in planted tanks with other community fish.
So not really any special considerations if people were thinking about getting some angelfish, except that
Yeah.
if they do pair off,
Yes.
you might have some trouble.
Yes, if
They're
they do pair
territorial.
off, they will get territorial. But they're a lot of fun because they breed easily. And so it's really like a good fish for people getting into the hobby.
Good beginner.
Yeah, good beginner fish.
Can they transition back to soft water if you want to keep them with like cardinals and rams and stuff like that?
Yeah,
They're
they
a good
do
mix.
fine. Yeah, in fact, they'll be more likely to breed in softer water.
Okay.
You know, they will breed in hard water, but if you have them in nice soft water, they're even happier.
Nice.
You know, so
We've made our way outside to where the greenhouses are. This is greenhouse number 2. This has the breeders in here for African cichlids,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
We're gonna check out some really beautiful adults, see what they got going in here.
yeah, this is where the magic happens.
What do we have in here?
So this is the blue flash. Ones
Oh, with
that
the bright forehead from inside.
Yeah, and you can see the bright colors.
Do you keep the males and females in here and just let them do their thing?
Yeah,
Wow, look
Yeah.
at that fish.
yeah.
He's
And
so
then,
bright.
We'll net up some more. Yeah, we typically keep like one male for every like 5 females. Seems
Okay.
to be a good ratio. If you get too many males, they interfere with each other by fighting all the time, and they're not very productive. Like here's the German yellow blaze. These guys are really nice.
That's a boy and all his girls.
Yeah.
Oh, you can tell the babies.
Yep, they've
So-
already. You can see the babies spit right
How do
there.
you get them out of there?
So right now we would, if we were pulling today, we would net them out and separate
Okay.
them.
You kind of
We-
keep scooping and trying to
Yeah.
pull as many?
But we typically pull them when they're in the mouth.
Oh.
So like that one's holding right there, that female, and you can see all the babies.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah, and she'll pick those back up too. So, and then once they get big enough, they release them. And we don't really like them, like some of those in there, they probably, because it's warmed up, it normally takes 3 weeks for them from hatching to an egg to hatching, free swimming. And now that it's warmer, it's probably happening in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
You know, so, but typically we want to catch them in their mouth and separate them out right then. Amazing how much color the fish get in these greenhouses.
That
Like,
consistent water change schedule,
Yeah.
I'm sure, really helps a lot with color and breeding.
I think a big part of it is the sun light.
Okay.
Seems to really just make the fish happier, right?
Yeah.
And,
Sunshine makes us all happy.
Yeah.
Do you keep
all
the
the time.
same breeders kind of just continue, you know that their color and their offspring are good, or do you rotate out a
We
lot?
rotate out. Like we're constantly growing up new ones. Like young breeders are a lot more prolific.
Okay.
So usually you'll get 1 to 2 years, and then you need to bring up some offspring. And most of these we improve on each generation with the color because we're
Right.
selectively picking out the characteristics that we like for color.
All right, so we went to the breeding greenhouse. We saw when you collect them out of the mouth, ideally, they come in over here, from the nursery areas.
Yeah.
What do we have going here?
So this room here is dedicated to all fry on the Malawi African cichlids. There is some Victorian fry that we pull. These are all mouth brooders that, just like what we saw in the greenhouse, we keep the babies, keep them separate from the other types of African babies. Because when they're small, they all kind of look the same, especially the Lanacar species.
Yeah.
So we like to keep them all separate. And then when we've accumulated, a few thousand of the same type, we take them to a pond to grow up.
All right, so when they come in here, out of their mama's mouth, got some sponge filters for basic filtration. What are we feeding these guys? What
So-
kind of process do we go through with the feeding?
So we feed them a mixture. Some, the tiny ones, will get baby brine. Some will get moina, which is another culture that we grow here.
Okay. Is it similar to brine or?
No, not really. It's not a shrimp. It's more like a daphnia.
Okay.
So it's just a really protein-packed food that we feed the culture spirulina powder. So it's getting like veggie and meat proteins. 'Cause,
Nice.
you know, not too many fish are just straight up carnivores. They all
Right.
have like a little bit of omnivore or herbivore in them. So we like to give them a good mixture of live foods, but they'll eat pretty much anything we put in there, especially when they get big enough. We could give them crushed flake.
So after Brian to go to prepared foods,
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to
we
feed.
give them a good mixture. Like there's not, you know, there's no fish at our facility that, hey, this is the only food that we feed them, because it'd be like with us if we just ate, you know, steak, potatoes, and broccoli for
Yeah.
every meal. You know, you're getting some beneficial stuff, but you're not getting a broad spectrum.
All right, so we're visiting another breeding building here, and this one's pretty special because it has both the hard and soft water breeding going on. We're talking discus, Tanganyikans, all that. So a really cool variety of stuff. You're gonna show us what you do here.
Yeah. So here we breed a lot of the more sensitive fish that need like very specific water parameters to breed, like the tetras. A lot of these are wild caught, new species of tetras that aren't in the hobby. Discus, of course, we talked about them earlier. They have very specific water parameters, but you could see what they look like when they get bigger. I mean, they're stunning
Discus are
fish.
such a beautiful group of fish. Very specialized, but beautiful.
Yeah. And then we also breed a lot of Pistogramma species. We'll look down here and show you those guys, because these are probably the most
cool.
fastest growing in popularity also. Like, I know we talked about the shrimp growing in popularity. Pistos are the same way. Like, they don't get big. They're very community oriented.
They remind me a bit of rams, but then like a little bit
Yeah.
different body shape.
Yeah, they are very similar to rams, except just slightly different. I'd call them like a cousin to a ram.
Okay.
You know, but the Pistogramma species is widely spread all over South America, and then you also have a lot of cool man-made types from selectively line breeding, like those gold McMasteri right there. So a lot of your wild type rams are not colorful unless they're in breeding dress.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so that's where these man-made selectively bred types are really cool, because they're always colored
So
up.
these aren't very common in the hobby
These are not
still.
common in the hobby.
No,
Yeah, they're still
you're working
not.
on that, but
Yeah, no, we probably are breeding 15 different types of
Wow.
pistos, and you know, they're very popular. Like,
I'm sure it depends a lot on the type of fish, of course. But like, say you get a new type of or strain or something in, from getting that to getting them into your breeding program to actually like having them widely available, a guesstimate time frame of like what you're putting into
so-
this to get these new ones out there. It's not a quick turnaround.
No, it's not. That's a good question, because it depends on a lot of factors. Like, how many did we start off with?
Right.
Did we start off with like a significant group of males and females? What size were they when we first got them? Like, if we're getting young adults,
Yeah,
it's a
grow
lot
up,
quicker, right? If we're getting juveniles, and it might take, like, some fish is taking me 3 years to get to market. Some fish, it took me 3 months, you know.
Wow.
And while we're talking about it, these Tapachi right here, the Pistogramma, we brought those in wild type from Peru, and I was super excited. I'm like, man, I've never seen them before, and they were really expensive. And I'm thinking, okay, let's save some back, and this will be a long-term project. Well, we separated out, you know, like 6 pairs, and like within a couple days they had babies.
Wow,
I'm like,
okay.
wow, that doesn't happen very often.
No, yeah.
So we got lucky with those, but some of the other ones, it's taken us years to get them to market, you know. Yeah, all the babies are over here, and the Tanganyikans are on this side. It'll be cool to show people the Tanganyikans.
Tanganyikans don't get enough love. They
They
don't get a
don't.
lot of attention, but they're very neat, peaceful. It's fun, and we'll explain why there's so many shells in the
Yeah,
thing here about Tanganyikans. They stay small. They're in the cichlid family, but they're like shell dwellers, so they like having little shells and stuff to hop in. They breed well, too.
they do. Once they get going, they're very prolific, very easy to keep, but those shells are their homes. You know, they make their home in the caves and the shells, and they, like you said, they don't get enough love. But I think one problem is there's not a lot of Tanganyikans available,
Yeah, it is
because they're
limited.
not as easy to breed as Malawi. So you're seeing more people like myself starting to get into breeding them. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of nice
Get more
Tanganukins. Yeah.
attention to them. All right, so we've seen greenhouses, facility here, all the fish that are available. So if someone that you sell, come into the website, places their order for some beautiful fish. What happens in the process from then to getting to them?
Okay, so this is a box that's going out today to a customer. So this is what the customer would see. When you open the box, you're going to get a packing slip with what you ordered, card. So this particular box is a foam insert box, and then
Temperature regulation, of course.
Yep, and then it has some packing paper on top, and then there's some bushy nose plecos. You know,
And everything is labeled with.
yeah, everything is labeled with what exactly. Like he ordered some least killifish, a native fish that we breed here, and he ordered 20 of them. So they're all bagged up with oxygen and clean water, and they're all ready to go. So they're double bagged.
Do you use ice packs and heat packs depending on time of year?
Yes, so we use a lot of heat packs in the wintertime, and in the summertime we're already using ice packs. Even
Okay.
typically like it's July, August, but already we've seen temperatures
It's hot.
crazy hot already this year, so we've already been using ice packs.
Nice.
So
So there you guys have it. We appreciate it, Mike, for that amazing tour. Your facility is fantastic. I mean, me and Jess were saying how stunned we were at the quality of the fish that we've seen.
A lot of motivation to do a whole lot more freshwater
Yeah.
builds coming up.
Yeah, truly amazing. You guys have created something really special here. So where can our viewers find your fish? Where can they buy them? And where can they find you on social media?
yep, so pretty much Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, we're constantly putting up new updates, new fish videos. We have a really good social media team here that's constantly, we're all hobbyists ourselves, so all the content you see is like,
The passion drives it.
coming out.
Yeah.
And then you can order the fish direct from our website, imperialtropicals.com.
And you also
Amazing.
have a weekly stream that you do too,
Yeah,
right?
every Friday, as long as it's not too crazy busy, we do a live stream on YouTube. It's called Fun Friday, every
Nice.
Friday at noontime Eastern. And
Nice.
that's a lot of our loyals like to join that stream because they get to see the fish, like, hey, can you show me this fish? And we'll go and show them that fish.
awesome.
And so they get to see a lot of the new arrivals,
Awesome,
So,
awesome.
Perfect.
Well, again, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching.
Into it.
Yes.
Do want to remind you guys real quick that Imperial Tropicals is offering a promo code for you guys. 15% off on their website. Use the code Waterbox. This is good through Monday, so take advantage while it's active. That's
Yeah.
a great discount, and you can see there's so much to choose from there. And that was just a small glimpse of what is there, what we went over with them and saw. In the coming weeks, the full version will be dropped on our YouTube, and we'll cover a whole lot more.
Yep.
But we had to kind of condense it down. But I mean, we could probably do a 6-hour
Yeah.
video and still have more to cover. So,
We only covered even a small piece of the property.
oh my God, yeah, very small amount.
Yeah.
It had so many more greenhouses and stuff. Huge place. And honestly, one of the things that I took away most when I was there, besides it just being like, they're great people, all of that, is I've been to a lot of wholesalers in my time working in this industry. I've been to stores, wholesalers, all those places. This is the cleanest place that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Immaculate. The fish, every single fish was super healthy. Everything was super clean and well kept, and that's kind of hard to find in the wholesale side of stuff.
I didn't see a single dead fish, no disease.
No,
Nothing.
everything was perfect, clean. You can tell those fish were taken care of so well, which coming from my background was just so great to see.
Yeah.
So you definitely need to trust in what you're going to get from them there.
Very professional guys over there, really nice. Again, they've been doing this for over 50 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you saw that right there at the end where the packing station, they're really, really buttoned up when it comes to the logistics on shipping these fish. So just rest assured that if you do order from them, it's going to come in good quality.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely check them out. We really appreciate being able to visit there. And we do have some gift cards to give away.
More winners.
lucky people. All right, ready for number one? Winner number one.
Amanda Cody. Congratulations, Amanda.
Congratulations. right, we got another one. All right, winner number 2.
Drum roll. Quan Cherry. Congratulations, Quan. We will reach out to you with those gift cards. Probably momentarily. You will see them hit your inbox.
Pretty quickly. Thank you, of course, for tuning in. And hopefully you're amazed by that place as we were. And the next stream in 19 minutes, hey, a little bit longer of a break. No, 19 minutes is a plant nursery farm. And
you're going to want to tune in for that.
Yeah, some really, really cool stuff. So we'll see you at 5.
Yeah. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell.
Don't go anywhere. Make sure to join us on the next Fresh Friday stream for more guests and giveaways.
And don't forget, Fresh Friday is the best day to save big on your new Waterbox aquarium.
For more about Fresh Friday, visit waterboxaquariums.com.